Okay, greetings everyone. Thank you so much for joining my channel. If you haven't done already, please hit that subscribe button, put your notifications on because like I said, this baby is going to grow. This baby has a lot of plans that I have for you, a lot of topics that we're going to be discussing. But if you are new here, if this is your first time encountering me, if this is your first time bumping into the Lessons Learned channel, let me just take this opportunity to introduce myself. My name is Zuzeka Nomvalo, a small town girl from the southern Midlands of KwaZulu-Natal in a small town called Umzimkhulu. Yes, I am a rural girl, but currently residing in the Western Cape province, known as Cape Town. This is where I am currently, and this is where I finally got, the courage to do this, as it has always been at the back of my mind, since I'm a person who likes sharing their life. Like, I'm a person who believes that I go through certain things for a divine purpose, because that's the only reason why I would go through so much and not be defeated by them. And also I just want you to, I just, decided to come up with this channel because I actually have an idea that there are people out there like me, who have encountered a lot of things on their path, and maybe sometimes they don't even know, like, whether they're coming and going, whether they're still on the right path, or if maybe, like, I just want to be that platform where like-minded people can actually just come and find a refuge, to actually understand that whatever they're going through, on their path is normal, and it's a phase, probably a season that has to be endured, for that duration of time. And most importantly, like, people who understand that going through things doesn't necessarily mean that the universe is against you, that God doesn't like you, spirit is against you. Like, no, it usually means that you have a greater purpose. I was not always so clued up about it. I had to go through hell and high waters also in order to find myself, most importantly, to understand why I had to go through so much from a young age. I don't remember my life ever being easy. Like, honestly, I do not, come to think of it. It has always been challenging, and I think that I started being a complicated kid because I was slightly different. For example, I remember how when I was growing up, like around maybe 6 years, 7 years, I started having these vivid dreams, like nightmares, where I would start seeing things, and wake up screaming. Sometimes I would even see like ghosts, or just feel like if there's a presence of something that is, spiritual and different. Like, I would just feel it. I had that knowing that there is something, like my hairs would start rising up and all of that. But it's things that I did not understand, and I am only just connecting the dots now because I'm at that point now where things are starting to make sense. So this platform is just, that place. I'm welcoming young people because I'm very passionate about young people. I'm a young person, but a bit older, their sister. I always like to be the one that they come to because I believe that so many, things could be avoided, that potentially destroy people's lives, children's lives, teenagers' lives, young people's lives, just because of misinformation. It's easy to take advice from your age mates, but trust me, when you take it from someone who's been through it, who's been through things, and came out refreshed like me, then maybe you might want to really keep those notifications on, because I am definitely going to be having a lot of content for you. So this diary, I'm just going to be sharing whatever is coming to mind at that time. But right now, I want you to get to know me, like what drives me, like what is Zoo like. Firstly, I have the rare personality type, and I only just discovered that recently. But to know what it is, the personality type that I have, because it's rare, because I don't think a lot of people have, I don't think a lot of people really do go for personality checks to figure themselves out. But I have always been that guy, like, who wants to know everything in detail, especially when it comes to people. And for me to master that, I had to master myself. I had to really get to know myself. So what personality type am I? And I found that I'm an INFJ. So it's someone who is introverted, who is intuitive. I know that when I say introverted, there's a lot of people that, you introvert. Yeah, I am actually quite introverted, and selectively social. Yeah, like, you do get me when I'm with my people. I'll be just as loud as I can be. But usually, like, when you know me, when you stay with me or closer to me, you will know and understand that I spend a lot of time alone. Recapping, like, I'm a loner. Like, I'm an introvert, I'm an overthinker. I'm always, in my thoughts and feels. So yeah, I'm very intuitive. Like, I just know things. I've always had that, sense of knowing things, just knowing things and not knowing where you're getting that from, but you know that you know that you know. So I've always known that. And also, I'm a caring person, and I'm an empath. And being an empath now means that, like, you are able to feel what others are going through. Sometimes a person will be telling me what they're going through, and then I start feeling how they're feeling, or maybe I start seeing it. Those are some of the abilities that I've come to understand about myself. I just know things, just know things, see people before they come. Like, it's such an I don't know, like, out of all the gifts, that I've ever had, I think God outdid himself in that one. Like, I've always wanted, and I think I've always just liked to be someone who's, a few steps ahead. I think I've just always, to feel in power. And I think that my spiritual abilities allow for that to happen. And I'm truly grateful. Another thing is that this is my birth month. So February is my birth month. I was born on the 27th of February, 1990. So I'll be turning 33 this year. And what's funny is that I keep seeing it everywhere I go. Like, I keep seeing 33. So I don't know if there's a message there, but all I know is that it's a year where I just decided that I am done playing small. I am done underestimating myself. I am done playing with chickens. This is time for me to recognize the eagle in me, and not just recognize that eagle, but actually to unleash it. And that is what I'm on about this year. And I just want to connect with like-minded people, people who are fired up, people who are tired of suffering, people who are tired of, going through cycles, endless cycles, just same thing, different faces, different experiences, but initially it's the same thing. Like, I am trying to connect with people who say, listen, 2022 was the last year that we spent doing the same thing. Like, 2022 was the last year that we spent, doubting our abilities to make things happen. Like, this year we are spreading our wings. Like, this year we are breaking our boundaries. Like, this year we are going to get anything that sets our soul on fire. That is what motivates me. That is why I get up early, very early in the morning, around 3 o'clock. I am up already, planning my day, making those affirmations, because what matters in life is you. How do you feel? And on top of how you feel, what are you speaking over your life? What are you manifesting over your life? I hear it a lot, like, people telling me that, oh, God has forsaken me, or I don't feel good, like, I'm not happy. Like, the minute you take your happiness and you put it in someone else's pocket, you will feel it, my guy, because people will not always be in the mood to make you happy. That is why you always have to be there for yourself. That is a lesson I've had to learn the hard way. The codependency that happens when we love people has to stop. It's okay to love people, but also love yourself enough to be okay with being alone if those people are not available at that time. I mean, people have a life just like you have a life. So I've learned, not to be dependent on people and just, find the magic that is within me. Now I am able to crack jokes to myself and laugh because I am so funny. I am so funny. I'm so damn funny. And I wouldn't have known that if I just kept on, following people around, and just, always being in that space. It's very important as a person to have that quiet time for yourself, to go back to yourself, so that you can also detox all these toxins, all these energies that you encounter each and every day. I always say that it is your responsibility to take care of your energy. You have to really protect your peace, because out there are people who do not have a heart like you. There are people who are out to get you. You haven't done anything to them. They just hate you because you are you. So you have to be able to be friends with yourself and also to go back to yourself. At the end of each day, you need to have a moment to yourself where you detox, every experience. You forgive what you have to forgive and release. That is protecting your aura, that is protecting your energy, so that even your dreams can be light, man. Start seeing visions, start seeing things that you need to do. It's spirit communicating things in your dreams, so that you're not going to be dreaming of nightmares and fights and whatever because of things that you encountered along the day. So it's those kind of things. I live my life like that. I have moments where I know that, okay, this is Zoo's time and no one interferes with this. And another thing is that, like, I'm very much a follower, okay, the daughter, or you could say the daughter of Bishop T.D. Jakes. Like, he really speaks to me. And it's been like that since I was a teenager. I remember being a part of, the Potter's House for the longest time, really. It's like he has played a really important role in my life. So I'll never take for granted his teachings and what I have taken away from them. The likes of Dr. Miles Monroe, those are my teachers. Those are people that I go to, Maya Angelou, Dr. Maya inspires me a lot. Those are my writers, my favorite poets. I recently just recited Still I Rise poem on my social media, because this moment is my rising, and it's actually motivated by those teachers. They don't know what legacy they left on this world, in this world with us, because they are long gone, yet their teachings, remain. But Bishop is not gone yet. Bishop T.D. Jakes is still here. And I listened to his teachings, and now I've even, started listening to his daughter, Sarah, who's also playing a very big role in my life at the moment, because I believe that our journeys, I actually just realized how similar our journeys are and how God has raised her in this generation. So it's all those things. Also, what I can, what I have learned, from these teachers is that you have to connect with teachers who bring out the real you, who make you realize what potential you have, the kind of power that you have. You need to have find teachers that you connect with, because you won't connect with everyone. It's not everyone who's got your message that is made for you. So that is why you have to find your people. Even with the music that you listen to, there are kind of songs that will connect with you and others that will not. It's just that, I believe that a person has to align themselves with what feels good to them, because your body, your emotions, how your feelings will tell you everything about how to feel about a certain thing, you know, whether it's music. You can tell when you are resonating with the lyrics. Sometimes you don't even understand, because music is a universal language. I mean, you don't have even to understand the lyrics, but sometimes it just touches you so deeply, and you can just feel, you know, it's the emotions, and you're resonating with it, and it blesses you still, even though you don't understand. So I've come to, you know, understand all those things. So yeah, I would like to share this platform with like-minded people, and if they are not like-minded, at least people who would like to be more positive in life, because I'm a positive person. It doesn't mean that I don't go through stuff. I go through the most. In fact, I think my positivity actually stemmed from that. I've been through so much that I decided that, you know what, life can throw sticks, stones, and whatever at me, and they can destroy my bones and my flesh, but my heart must remain untouched. So in order for me to have a heart that remains untouched in such situations, I've had to really adopt a positive mindset. And trust me, it's not easy. It's not easy, but it's doable. It's something that you have to do every day, with every experience, even death. You know, you have to like sit down with it, you know, and look at it from another angle. I've actually suffered until I made peace with my demons. You know, I made peace, you know, with my storms. There were I made peace with pain. You know, I've endured so much that I've had to now just sit down and be like, you are painful. You feel you are really like trampling on my heart right now. You're breaking me. Like, why have you come? Like, what are you here to teach me? You know, I started befriending pain, or my demons, you know, those who were sent to destroy me. Befriending them how? By actually not treating them like the enemy and returning the energy, but by actually sitting down with whatever that is set on my path at that time, and ask it some serious questions about why they have come. Like, why am I at rest this time? I know that the sun will rise again. I know that I'll be fine, because I have been broken before and I rose. But this time you're here. Why? You see? And once you start looking at problems from that angle, you stop seeing things as things that are happening to you, but rather things that are happening for you, because maybe there's a pattern there. So if there's a pattern, it means that this is your thing. Maybe this is the message that you are bringing to the world. Maybe this is what you came here for. So instead of running away from these, you know, tribulations, instead of crying and, you know, maybe taking the coward's way out, you know, why don't you stick it out and see why you are going through these things, and actually not fight them when they come? Because if they come so many times, I mean, you might as well just make peace with them, and most importantly, understand why. You know, because if that happens, trust me, you won't hate people. You'll be fine. Even if they do you wrong, you will just focus on the lesson it taught you. You will raise your boundaries. Trust me, they are necessary, because the takers never stop. And if you're a giving person, you need to have your limits and some boundaries, because trust me, the takers never stop. They have no limits. I have proven that. No matter how much they take away from you, they can still come back and finish it off, because that's all they know what to do. They are takers, so they take, you see. So you have to know when to say no. This is enough now. This is a time where I have to pour more into myself at this time. So I'm pausing. I'm going to give to you because I'm a giver. It's in me. But for now, I need to pour into my own cup. I have come to realize how important it is to pour into your own cup. Pour into your own cup. How do you pour into your own cup? Speak sweetly to yourself. Speak positively to yourself. Love yourself. Pamper yourself. Like, all this love and all this attention that you are freely giving to other people, give it to yourself for a change. Love, like truly love on yourself. And you know what? I've discovered that, like, with the concept of self-love, because it's so popular. I mean, everyone is self-loving, and, you know, displaying it how it resonates, with them. For me, like, it has changed, over the time, because firstly, I thought that self-love was just, putting on a mask, taking care of my skin, and, shopping, whatever. But I've also found that when you decide to embark on a journey of self-love, you must understand that it also means creating an environment for yourself where you are at peace. I mean, you have to do everything to be at peace. So you start removing anything that brings you non-peace. So if it's toxic habits, that you indulge in, that are not helping you, that are not bringing you peace, like you do this thing but it affects you more, like the joy that it gives you and how much it costs you does not balance, you are losing, more. So what are you going to do with this situation? You let it go, you start, filtering, and seeing, because you are, at the end of the day, you are the CEO, you are the firer, you are the one who's supposed to hire and say, nah, this one doesn't work for me. And trust me, as a CEO, you don't need anyone else's validation to do that. But this is your life. I mean, this is your life. So why need my validation? You just have to look within, because the truth is known to you. You know exactly why you are limited. You know exactly what is creating a stumbling block in your life. Maybe you might not know, but if you don't know, then seek to know. You can't just sit down not understanding a few things and be comfortable with that. So it's all those things. You have to sit down with yourself, like really sit down with yourself and put it out there. What is it that I want? What is it that I want to achieve? Okay, am I happy? So what is taking my happiness away? And start removing yourself from situations that bring you non-peace. And also, sometimes you cannot remove yourself from a situation immediately. So what do you do then to gain that peace? You start by accepting your non-peace, because with acceptance comes peace. So if you accept that at this time, I am not where I want to be, I am not getting the salary that I want, I don't even have the job, but at least I accept that at the moment, this is where I am, right? This is where I am in my journey at the moment. And trust me, you are not there in vain. Nothing is a coincidence. Each season is serving its purpose that is necessary on your path and on your journey. And trust me, when you get to the other side, everything will start making sense, and you will get to a point where you are fine, even with your challenges, even with your struggles, even with your trauma, even with your suffering, because the joy that you'll be feeling at that time, realizing that it was a mountain, it was a stumbling block, but you managed, you overcame, because that is the main thing. I think as people, we should just always strive for that, to be the hero in our own story. And I think that's what motivates me. I want to check out as a hero. I don't care what I've been through. I don't care how many times I've messed up. I don't even care, how many people have tried to do whatever to me. What matters is that I am the hero in this story, and I am ending this on my terms. Even if I bow out one day, I'm gonna bow out as a hero, as a victor. I won. Yes, a lot was set on my path. Yes, I failed. I made a lot of mistakes along the way. But you know what? I have forgiven myself, because once you start looking at life, and everything that has been thrown at you, even your decisions, the bad ones that you made, but once you start looking at them, and see, like, what choices did you have at the time, or how was your thinking capacity at the time? Was it the same as it is now? Okay, it wasn't the same. So you did what you thought was good at that time. Forgive yourself, because if you forgive yourself, then it is easier for you to forgive others, because you will understand that it's a human nature to make mistakes. We are going to hurt you at some point. You know, people are going to hurt you, and you are going to disappoint people, and people are going to disappoint you, and also you are going to let yourself down. Sometimes you are going to do things, so it's very important that you forgive yourself for everything and be more gentle with yourself. That's what self-love is all about. Forgiveness, you know, understand yourself. Like, what phase were you in at that time when these things happen? And so, did it take anything away from you? What lessons did you learn? You see, did you change you, or did it change you to be a bad person or whatever? Be more gentle with yourself. You could have been way worse, you know. I mean, a lot could have gone wrong, but you stuck it out, you know. You made it. So rejoice, be happy of that, and also forgive those people. Like, forgive them. You know, some people just hate on you because of maybe what they've been told about you. Maybe they just hate you because you're awesome, but there's nothing they can do about that. And they can't decide, you know, who gets to be awesome and who gets to be not. So, I mean, leave those people alone and just do you. The best thing that you can do in this life is to do you, Mtase. Do you, and do you unapologetically, do you boldly, do you with diligence, do you with determination, do you achieve all those dreams. Each and everything that you've ever wanted is within your reach. Don't believe people who are telling you that it's impossible. And most importantly, don't surround yourself with those kind of people. That is what I've heard to learn, that the kind of company that you keep will rub off on you, whether you like it or not, whether you are going to dispute that or not. Like, trust me, look at the people that you spend most of the time with, and see if their language has not become familiar or even more acceptable to you. Like, there's things that are inappropriate that they do or say that have now become normal even to you, and you might even find yourself indulging in those things. Trust me, you might not see it while it happens, but you are changing because of the company that you keep. So try being with the optimistic ones, try to be with the dreamers, try to be with the visionaries, you know, the business people, you know, like whoever is aligning with how you are, because you have to also gel with people who are like-minded, people who are doing what you're doing, in order to amplify that, in order, you know, to magnify that, and to make sure that you also become the best version of yourself. Because trust me, if you do not do that, you are actually robbing yourself of the opportunity to become the best version of yourself. And trust me, you don't want to do that. You don't want to be average, and you don't want to be like a shadow of yourself. You want to be the best. So you have within you what it takes. All you have to do is just look at your priorities, look at your habits, look at your behavior. What are you doing? Is everything that you're doing taking you to where you say you want to go? Or are you just focusing on what is not going right in your life, and you are allowing it to be now a stumbling block, preventing you from achieving these dreams? I don't know your story, but all I know is that by changing of your mindset, you can change your life. On the 4th of January, I'll be celebrating 7 months sober, like 7 months, and since I decided that I will not be drinking alcohol. And a lot has happened in those 7 months. I have a skin glow that I can't even understand. Okay, I'm kidding. But yeah, like, I'm feeling good, and I finally have the time to do things that matter to me. I finally have the time and the courage and the confidence to sit down here and tell you the story of my life, you know, because I have overcome. I feel like a victor. I feel like a hero of my story. Like, I have not even like achieved like the material things that I wanted to achieve, but trust me, like, how I feel, the peace that I have is worth everything. Like, even if I don't get, even though I know I will, but even if I don't get to achieve those things, but the fulfillment and the satisfaction that I feel right now in my heart is enough. And I have to thank God for that. I have to thank God because it's been a journey. It's been a journey. But yeah, man, that is me. Like, that is just basically me. Those are the things that, you know, shape a person. So be mindful, be very mindful, and trust me, you're not doing it for me, you're not doing it for your parents, you're not doing it for anyone but yourself. You owe it to yourself to be good. to yourself, to be kind to yourself, to watch the company that you keep, to dream those dreams, to not just dream them, but also do something about them. You know, speak to someone. I know that we are always complaining that we don't have connections or whatever. Trust me, when you want something bad enough, you will find a way. When you want something bad enough, you're feeling it, you're fired enough, you will do something about it. So it just goes back to, what do you want? What are you ready for? Are you ready to unleash your higher self? Because your higher self is very confident. Your higher self believes that nothing is impossible, and that we are here to learn, that we are here to unleash whatever power that is in us, that has been, you know, placed in us even before we came to this world. So when you are ready to do that, just know that I'll be here cheering you on, and I'll be so happy for you. I think this is a good space to end this channel. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for giving me your ear. I hope that you have learned something, you know, and I hope that you will also not just learn, but apply, you know, some of these things into your own life if you haven't already started. If you've started, just take this as a yes, it's a thumbs up from me. Carry on doing what you have to do, because no one knows how long we are here for. Tomorrow is not promised. No one said, girl, you'll be here next week. So do what you have to do with the time that you are given, with the talents and the abilities that you have. Trust me, there is something so special about you, and there is something that can only be done by you. And that is what you need to find. That is what you need to discover. Because if and when you do, you will actually be at peace with this experience called life. You will not feel so bad about being here, even with the many wrong things, bad things that are happening. You will actually see where you need to actually fill up space, you know, because you are here for a purpose. We are all here for a purpose, and we all have the Spirit of God in us. That is why I don't call it spiritual gifts, but abilities, because until you are ready to tap into them, you can also be intuitive, because we all have the Spirit of God. So take care of yourselves out there, take care of each other, spread love, say those affirmations like, I am powerful, I am a visionary, I am winning. I don't know what describes you, like how are you, but anything that you want to manifest, you must say it, because words are spells. Whatever that you say, it's like a prayer. It's like something that you want to happen. So be mindful of things that you say, even as a joke, because the mind hears everything and processes it accordingly. So it's very important for you to really take those into consideration. Love one another. Shout out to everyone. I love you so much, and I'll see you on the next video. Don't forget to subscribe, put those notifications on, leave your comments. Love you. Until next time.